Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna do a quick video advertising or promoting this unit because it is thebomb.com, and we'll talk about what it is and why it's thebomb.com. It is Outre. I used to say Outre. That's not the proper pronunciation. It's Outre. The company informed an influencer about the proper name, and I've been calling it that ever since, but I used to call it the wrong name. But anyway, Outre. Perfect Hairline Swoop series, and then it's got a white part, and it's the number is 203. On the stock card, you can see the flamingo pink, which is what this is that I have on, and you also can see the California blonde. Okay, and there's specialty colors. These are the colors that it comes in: California blonde, deep burgundy, flamingo pink, ginger, Havana brown, natural honey, and jade blue. So those are the colors that it comes in. If you need a more natural color, obviously for the office, ginger is just fine, and so is the natural honey. That's also a more of a office appropriate, depending on where you work. And a little booklet comes with it, and it talks to you about, how you can, the special things that it has. It talks to you about. It is heat friendly. Swoop series is so that you can do designer swoops. I'm not into that. I don't care nothing about any of that. But you don't have to be into swoops in order to get this unit. There's great things about this, and I'll talk to you about it. Okay. Wow. All right, so let's talk about the construction. It has two combs in the front, one comb in the back, and the bra strap, adjustable strap in the back, which is great. And it's not flimsy. Sometimes they're flimsy. This one is not. And it doesn't flip around and twist and do all that. It's just made well. Another thing that I want to advise you ladies, do not spray it. If it's a pastel unit, do not spray it with your tint spray. What you can do, if you feel like you have to use something, the best thing to use is a beige or tan wig band. Okay, and you can get those on Amazon. One of my favorites is GEX brand. Okay, I would do that so that the part, if you spray, the part's going to end up looking dirty because the spray goes through the lace and it starts to tint the hair. So you don't want to do that. You just don't. You don't want to do that. Now, I've seen ladies, I wouldn't do this either, but if you want to, you can. I personally wouldn't do it with a pastel unit because it's just a different ball game. But some ladies will spray a paper towel and use a makeup brush that is only for their hair, and they will gently brush where the tint is and then put that on the lace. I would still be careful with that. I've learned the hard way that if it's a light colored unit and you spray, you're going to have problems. And trying to get that tint off the hair is not easy. In a lot of cases, it's not even possible to get all that off of there. So best way to do that is just to wear a wig grip underneath it that looks like part. Like for me, mine is like a light beige. And you also have to remember that your natural scalp is not the color of your face. Your natural scalp is not the color of your face. It's lighter. Do you know why it's lighter? Because the sun doesn't get to your scalp. So it's naturally lighter, a couple shades lighter than your face. So if you're breaking your neck to get it to any kind of spray on a darker unit, and you're trying to match that with your face, it's kind of obvious that that isn't your natural hair, although sometimes you could pull it off if it's not natural, whatever. But your natural scalp is not the color of your face. Look in the mirror. Part your hair and look in the mirror, and you will see that it's way lighter than your facial skin because sun does not get to it. All right. So I told you the construction. One thing that's my favorite, a couple things that are my favorite about this unit. The color, obviously. I love pink. Okay. Also, the lace, first of all, it's truly glueless. They advertise a lot of units are glueless and they're so not. Okay, let's just keep it real. This one is glueless. You're going to see a little bit of my dark hair poking through. I mean, what can you do? It happens. Even when you dye your hair, sometimes you can see your... But if you notice, there's no lace floating above my skin. Like a squiggle of lace that's just kind of sitting there. It's kind of firm on the side. So when you put it on, it lays flush with your skin, with your face. It's not doing this number where it's floating. It's actually flush with your face. That's thebomb.com. Okay. That is totally the best because you're not forced to wear either risk going outside and everybody can see when your hair, your hair blows, everybody see lace flapping. Nobody wants to see all that. And you don't want them seeing all that. Okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they do, but I'm just saying you usually don't want to advertise that. Most units that say they're glueless truly are not glueless, but this is perfect because it hugs your face. It's flush with your face. So if you don't want to use tape or glues, gels, whatever, got to be glued, whatever, you don't have to use any of that. You don't. And I don't have the combs tucked in on the sides. I just didn't. Okay. And another great point, you don't see tracks. With almost every pastel unit I've ever gotten, especially pink, you almost always see tracks. Very rarely do you not see tracks. You don't see tracks with this unit. You don't see tracks. Do you even know surgeons cannot remove the smile from my face today? Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to get to the point and show you. All right. Here's the right. Here's the back. It's not asymmetrical. It is the same length. You don't see tracks. No matter what I do, you do not see tracks. I cannot even. It's just great. And then this side. So, like I said, surgeons can't remove the smile from my face. They can't. They're like, we tried. She won't stop smiling. Okay. Another thing, you're going to have some flyaways. I calmed them down quite a bit. However, with the new unit, you're going to have flyaways. That's just the way it goes. That's just how it does. I did use my wax stick. This is heat friendly. And I used the wax stick up here and in the back, here. And then I just quickly took the flat iron and went, okay? Don't hesitate when you go down it because you're going to crimp in the hair. So you go do a swoop. I also saw a trick that a lady sprayed her rat tail comb with hairspray and went through the strands. She combed it with that comb with the hairspray on it. Don't put a ton of hairspray because that's not needed, right? And it worked well. It has calmed down a lot of those new hair, flyaways. That you're going to get flyaways, but you can calm them down with a wax stick and your flat iron, okay? And it's behaving better. Also another thing too is okay, so you can use the comb, you can use the wax stick. The longer you wear it, the heat from your head kind of impacts the fibers, meaning the heat from your head will calm down those flyaways too. So the longer you wear it, the more calm it will become. Another thing, and I'm glad I remembered this because y'all know me. You're going to have some shedding. Don't be upset about it. Almost all units shed, especially specialty colors. They shed. This one shed. I'm not going to say a lot, but enough that I had to break out the scissors and go over it a couple of times. It's not a big deal. Eventually that will calm down too. That's not the end of the world. I've seen units shed a lot worse. Okay. Just keep shedding and shedding and shedding. And then I think to myself, if not this unit, but with other units, I'm like, am I going to have to get a knot sealer? If the shedding don't quit, I'm going to have to get a knot sealer. A knot sealer is a spray. You don't want to use a ton of it, but you want to turn the unit inside out, and then it'll follow the directions on how to spray the scalp, because that will calm the shedding down. It seals the knots where the hair, where the individual hairs are inside, it's knotted on there. It will calm those, a knot sealer spray will calm down the shedding. But this unit didn't need that. I've not ever had to. I've almost had to use something like that before. I'm like, okay, if this doesn't slow down, I'm going to have to break down and get that. And then it eventually calmed down, so I didn't have to. But I'm in love. I'm in love. Every unit, every pink unit has been a disappointment because you can see tracks. This one has enough density that is not an issue. I'm so proud of Outre. I don't know what to do with myself. For real, for real. Okay. So again, the name of it is Perfect Hairline Swoop Series, Y Part 203. And Flamingo Pink and California Blonde. And Outre Perfect Hairline Series, or Perfect Hairline Swoop Series. Lace front. And they've outdone themselves. I love Outre and I love Free Tress Equal. Bobbi Brown, touch and go. I've had Bobbi Boss. What did I just say? Bobbi Boss unit, where density is not usually a problem. However, I've had my head is a 22 inch, so it's probably average size, and I've had units from Bobbi Boss, one in particular called Vivian, which was gorgeous. It was half dark purple and the other was lavender. So it's a lavender that went into a dark purple. It was beautiful. But honey, that sucker was so gigantic, my head felt like it was swimming in the ocean. So needless to say, so Bobbi Boss is touch and go. But Outre's top of the line, and they're getting better. They're kicking butt. And I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them. Free Tress Equal, thebomb.com, wow, 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 and triple wow. So I had to show you guys. And like I said, you can see that I've calmed down the flyaways quite a bit, doing the wax stick, the flat iron, and I also use the trick with the rat tail comb. And you spray both sides of the comb, both sides of the teeth. You don't use a ton of spray. Don't put the whole can on there, okay? That's not necessary, right? Spray one side, spray the other side. Spray, spray. Come through. And it does a great job, too. And the longer you wear it, the heat from your head will calm those down, too. So I just wanted you guys to know about that. Much love. Take care. Stay safe. No drinking and driving. No texting and driving. No one on your phone is worth dying for. Got it? Love you. Bye-bye.